So today, a small recap. So what we discussed so far is, especially in the last week, we discussed about Sanatana Dharma. So especially the Sanatana Dharma, the definition, it is not religion based. It is not religion based. So if any time when we go out for book distribution or sometime, or I was faced at least, are you practicing Hinduism? Are you a Hindu? That is not what we are practicing it. This is not a sectarian thing. It is not a sectarian thing. We don't belong to a particular sect. Krishna is universal God. The message of Krishna is for the humanity, for the good of the humanity, not for a particular sect. No, not at all. We are making people God conscious. So the dharma we are following is Sanatana. What is the Sanatana dharma? Every living entity has a job to perform towards the Lord, toward the Lord. That is all it is. So religion, if we look at the dictionary, it gave a definition of saying a faith-based practice. That means this faith could change any time. For example, sometimes Hindus, when they lose faith on something, they convert themselves into Christianity or Muslimism, or sometimes Muslims get converted into Hinduism, or Christianity converts into Hinduism, something like this. See this conversion from one religion to another. This is not Sanatana Dharma. This is not Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means which never changes. What is that never changes? The love for the God. No matter who I am, whether I'm a Hindu, whether I'm a Christian, whether I'm a Muslimist, and anyone, my faith towards Krishna never changes. That is Sanatana Dharma. So today we are reading from where Sanatana Goswami is asking a question about who we are actually. So anyone would like to read? Navina Radha Mataji, would you like to read? I think.
I'm gonna listen today.
Oh, that's fine, Mataji. Anyone? Nainar Prabhu, would you like to read?
Sure, Prabhu. 1 second, please. So from when Sanatan Goswami, that paragraph, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
When Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarupa of every living being, the Lord replied that the Swarupa or constitutional position of the living being is the rendering of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we analyze this statement of Lord Chaitanya, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service to another living being. A living being serves other living beings in various capacities. By doing so, the living entity enjoys life. The lower animals serve human beings as servants serve their master. A serves B master, B serves C master, and C serves D master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend. The mother serves the son, the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching in this spread, it will be seen that there is no exception in the society of living beings, the activity of service. The politician presents his manifesto for the public to convince them of his capacity for service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable votes, thinking that he will render valuable service to society. The shopkeeper serves the customer, and the artisan serves the capitalist. The capitalist serves the family, and the family serves the state in the terms of the eternal capacity of the eternal living being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living beings. And therefore, we can safely conclude that service is the constant companion of the living being, and that the rendering of service is the eternal religion of the living being. Thank you.
Yeah, you can. I think we
Sure.
had the above paragraph last week. I think this one also we read. Go ahead and complete this paragraph too, Prabhu.
Sure. Yet man professes to belong to a particular type of faith with reference to particular time and circumstance, and thus claims to be a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or an adherent of any other sect. Such designations are non-Sanatana Dharma. A Hindu may change his faith to become a Muslim, or a Muslim may change his faith to become a Hindu or a Christian may change his faith, and so on. But in all circumstances, the change of religious faith does not affect the eternal occupation of rendering service to others. The Hindu, Muslim, or Christian in all circumstances is a servant of someone. Thus, to profess a particular type of faith is not to profess one's Sanatana Dharma. The rendering of service is Sanatana Dharma.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. So, in a simple sense, these two paragraphs are explaining as the service. So, by definition, who we are is Jivera Swarupahaya Krishnera Nityadasa. Krishnera Tatastha Shakti Veda Abheda Prakasha. So, by constitutional position, our job is to serve Krishna. Krishna is our eternal master, where he is eternal servant. That means that is our role actually. Now what happened? We came to the material world, but our role doesn't change. Our role is serving. Now the question comes is whether we serve Krishna or we serve in place of him someone else whom we serve. I am being a son, I serve my mother, I serve my wife, and my wife serves me, my children serves me. So one way or the other, everyone must serve. There is no question of escaping from that. This is Sanatana. Even if there is no one to serve, assume that he is alone, all alone. We can see some. If he is all alone, no relationship, who do they serve? Assume that he is all alone, no wife, nothing, no children, no relatives, nothing. Whom he is going to serve? Especially in America, it is very famous.
They will have some pets.
There you go. Prabhuji said they will have pets. They serve pets. Some Americans, I see it, the way they love their dogs and cats,
I know.
unimaginable. They don't even love the humans that much. One time I asked one lady, I think, how do you love so much these animals? The answer I got it from? Can you guess what answer? What answer she gave it? What answer she gave it? Anyone guess it? What answer she gave it?
They are lovely. They are living entity.
She didn't go that far. She said a wonderful thing. What she said is, they never betray.
Oh,
That is what she said. I was shocked. That means she understood the human nature.
yeah.
The human nature is always kind of on the line. I learned this one in a hard way. Simple example. We have a close friend. Assume that we have a close friend. We call it as like what you call the better or something like, a lifelong friend or whatever the name you give it. Now consider he is borrowing some money from you. $100, no problem. $1,000, no problem. How about $10,000? Assume that you have a lot of money, you gave $10,000. How about $100,000? Can you give even without thinking second time the $100,000? Not writing anything, and no checks, nothing at all, and no thing, everything. Can you give $100,000 to your close friend?
Nope.
See the problem. He is my close friend. That is the statement we made. That means all our relationships are time tested, circumstances tested. My friendship is very good unless it is not burdened with economics. With economics. Simple example. This example itself, you take it the other way around. He is my close friend. I know him. I am ready to give even 100,000. Will my family accept it? No. My family intervene because 100,000 is not a small amount. So that means these relationships are varying. So that statement she made it is because of this. As a human being, we have lot of expectations. The problem with us is we have lot of expectations. Assume that when I don't have any money, my relatives, nobody wants anything from me. But when I have money, they do expect me to do something to them. I have seen it. When I went for the first time from America to India, my relatives have come to my home. I didn't realize it, why they came actually. I never seen them before. They all came. Then all came. They are talking very nicely and everything. And then everyone start telling that, oh, my son is, going to the school and he wants a laptop and he wants something. And, is it possible to, get him a laptop or something? And, such was never the case before I come to America. That means we have expectations, everything. And when we are not meeting them, then things will go wrong. That is why a lot of people, they don't want to deal with the human relations. Human relations. Before I come to this Krishna consciousness, I am also a kind of reserved person. I'm a kind of reserved person, very reserved person. I openly made a statement one time in my office actually, in a big conference, I said in the big conference, I can deal with machines like anything and I don't want to worry about anything. But when it comes to the people, I have a lot of trouble. But I miss a point actually. The point is, we are all here to serve one another. That is a given fact. That is a given fact. And also, whether we wanted to make a relationship in a positive way or in a negative way, it is up to us. Sometimes the other person may talk to us little harsh. Even if he talks little harsh, but if you say one sorry, even though you are not the one caused it, but if you say sorry, things will work out well. Then immediately he accepts you because you pardoned him first. See the point? The point is we are lived by this ego. I am not the first one to bend. I am not the first one to bow down. I am not the first one to say sorry. As long as that requirement fed, I am fine. I will do friendship with anyone. That is who we are. So service attitude is built into us. It is our nature, our character. It is up to us whom we serve. Whether we want to serve Krishna or we want to serve the material nature. It is up to us. But serving is a must. There is no person in the world without serving anyone. Huh? Even a person who is living in a forest, woods, he must serve someone. At least he will have a pet dog who is living in the forest. A pet dog. That means without the other creature, living being, it is impossible for us to survive. There are movies have come that what is that? I'm a legend. This is a movie. I'm a legend. After the nuclear war, only one person left. So this is the journey of one person to search for another living entity. While searching, he find a dog, and then the both of them go find like this. This entire thing is basically kind of. So this is the kind of nature. We cannot live without the relationship. We must have, we must serve. That is what it is. Now let us read from the next. Who would like to read the remaining? This second two paragraphs. Anyone would like it to?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, Sadhu, please go ahead.
It's from the factually, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So factually, we are related to the Supreme Lord in service. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Enjoyer, and we living entities are His servitors. So we are created for His enjoyment, and if we participate in that eternal enjoyment with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we become happy. We cannot become happy otherwise. It is not possible to be happy independently, just as no part of the body can be happy without cooperating with the stomach. It is not possible for the living entity to be happy without rendering transcendental loving service unto the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, worship of different demigods or rendering service to them is not approved. It is stated in the 7th chapter, 29th verse.
Yeah,
Kami.
it's all right, Prabhu. You can read the English. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Here it is plainly said that those who are directed by lust worship the demigods and not the Supreme Lord Krishna. When we mention the name Krishna, we do not refer to any sectarian name. Krishna means the highest pleasure, and it is confirmed that the Supreme Lord is the reservoir or storehouse of all pleasure. We are all hankering after pleasure. Anandamayo Vyasa
Yeah.
Vedanta Sutra. uh, so the living entities like the Lord are full of consciousness and they are of happiness. The Lord is perpetually happy, and if the living entities associate with the Lord, cooperate with Him, and take part in His association, then they also become happy. The
Let's stop here, Sandeep. I think so. In connecting to the earlier, the service, now it comes to here the difference between serving Krishna and non-Krishna. A very simple example here given: stomach. If we consider that stomach is not working and I don't feed stomach, my hands are working, my legs are working, my eyes are working, my mouth is working. These are the things that are working. Stomach is not working. I don't feed stomach. What will happen if we think like this? Will we be happy?
Nope. Slowly you will
Die.
have nothing. Yeah.
Yes, slowly you will die. So the hand's job is to procure, not to enjoy. Hand's job is to procure. Leg's job is to go. Eye's job is to look at it. But put that one into the stomach, and stomach makes them, or stomach distributes that enjoyment to the limbs of the body. That means without feeding the food to the stomach or fed the food to the stomach, the limbs won't get the enjoyment. If we consider Krishna is the stomach, now see, without feeding Krishna, we cannot be happy at all. No matter what we try, we cannot be happy at all. This is exactly the statement Krishna made many times in Bhagavad Gita. Here it is 7th chapter, right? This is 7th chapter. Consider it is the very beginning. Whoever is Anya Devata, other than Krishna, Anya Devata, Prapadyante Anya Devata, surrender to other demigods. We see it in the material world many times, right? Surya Puja, Parvati Puja, as especially famous is Lakshmi Puja, right? We all do. Ganapati Puja, Saraswati Puja. So many pujas we do other than Krishna, other than Vishnu, other than Narayana. They do, or whatever we are asking, they do provide. But the question is, with that, will we be happy longer? Will we be happy longer? That is the question. Short term, I will be happy, no doubt in there. Short term, they can provide happiness. But can I be happy longer? So there is no way, no one other than Krishna can make us happy forever. Why? Because all the things that the demigods, other demigods are providing are limited. Their happiness is limited. There is no one can provide in the world which gives us unlimited happiness. Only Krishna can provide unlimited happiness. Why? He is the reservoir of happiness. Happiness is the manifestation in Krishna. Raso Vaisa. So Upanishad is telling Raso Vaisa. That means the person, he is the person who is the reservoir of all the mellows, all the rasas. That means if we want happiness, we need to go to him. So by nature, we seek happiness. Did we find anyone in the world anywhere asking for miseries? Have we seen anywhere in any temple, give me misery, give me misery, give me misery? No. Nobody asks for misery. We want happiness. That is the true nature of our soul. Anandamayo bhyasat. Anandamayo. Being happy all the time. Bhyasat. It is the natural. This is who we are. This is the common thing for us. The way the sugar being sweet is its characteristics. We cannot take away sweet from sugar. If we remove sweet from sugar, then we won't call it as sugar. Sugar means sweet. The same way, the soul means being happy. Being happy, that is the soul. So where do we get true happy? When we are with Krishna, we get true happy. So the same thing is confirmed in the 16th chapter, where that chapter is talking about the qualities of Devatas and Asuras. In that chapter, Krishna repeatedly told many times, and he concluded in that chapter telling that whoever is not following the scriptures and behaves whimsically, they don't get na siddhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim. That means they never be successful, they won't be happy, and they don't reach it to the final destination. Why? Vartate kamakarata. So whimsically working, kamakarata, whimsically working, not following any scriptures, those they won't get happiness. So we must sincerely follow the teachings of Krishna. That is what he is telling. So let's read it. Yes. Anyone would like to, or shall I ask Sandeep to continue?
Yeah, I can continue, Prabhu.
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhu.
The Lord descends to the mortal world to show his pastimes in Vrindavana, which are full of happiness. When Lord Sri Krishna was in Vrindavana, his activities with his cowherd boyfriends, with his damsel friends, with the other inhabitants of Vrindavana, and with the cows were all full of happiness. The total population of Vrindavana knew nothing but Krishna. But Lord Krishna even discouraged his father Nanda Maharaja from worshipping the demigod Indra because he wanted to establish the fact that people need not worship any demigod. They need only worship the Supreme Lord because their ultimate goal is to return to his abode. The abode of Lord Sri Krishna is described in the Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter.
6th verse. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावका यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ति तद्धाम परमं मम.
That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. This verse gives a description of that eternal sky. Of course, we have a material conception of the sky and we think of it in relationship to the sun, moon, stars, and so on. But in this verse, the Lord states that in the eternal sky, there is no need for the sun, nor the moon, nor electricity, or fire of any kind, because the spiritual sky is already illuminated by the Brahma Jyotir, the rays emanating from the Supreme Lord. We are trying with difficulty to reach other planets, but it is not difficult to understand the abode of the Supreme Lord. This abode is referred to as Goloka. In the Brahma Samhita, it is beautifully described. Goloka evan nivasate akilatma bhutaha. The Lord resides eternally in his abode Goloka, yet he can be approached from this world, and to this end the Lord comes to manifest his real form, Sachidananda Vigraha. When he manifests this form, there is no need for our imagining what he looks like. To discourage such imaginative speculation, he descends and exhibits himself as he is Syamasundara. Unfortunately, the less intelligent deride him because he comes as one of us and plays with us as a human being. But because of this, we should not consider the Lord one of us. It is by his omnipotency that he presents himself in his real form before us and displays his pastimes, which are replicas of those pastimes found in his abode.
You can stop it here, Sandeep Prabhu. This
Okay.
paragraph is especially very, very wonderful paragraph, and we need to understand actually. So this is where we have the misconception of who Krishna and what he can. So here clearly given the abode of Lord Krishna, the abode of Lord Krishna called Goloka, and in that Goloka, unlike us here, there is no sun, there is no moon, there is no electricity, or there is no stars. They don't have anything because all is that world is full of Krishna. Because here it says Brahma Samhita, verse number 537, isn't it? It says that Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabis Tavir Eva Nijarupa Taya Kalabi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is Brahma praying to Lord Krishna. What is he praying? This entire Goloka is manifestation of Krishna. That means the spiritual world is Krishna. Every living entity in spiritual world is Krishna. The water is Krishna, the trees are Krishna, the flowers are Krishna, the leaves are Krishna, the cows and calves are Krishna, the people are Krishna. Every single thing is full of rasas. They can reciprocate one another. They can reciprocate one another. That means this is a world only for pure devotees of Krishna. That means if we wanted to enjoy with Krishna, that is where we are supposed to go. There, Krishna's friends are playing with him. Here, we are worshipping him. When we wanted to worship Krishna, when we cook something for Krishna, we don't even taste it before we offer it. If we wanted to offer a flower to Krishna, we don't smell it before putting it Krishna. We only smell after taking it from Krishna. We only eat after removing it from Krishna. Why? Because we consider Krishna as the supreme, and that is the respect we must give to Krishna. But whereas Krishna's friends in Goloka, they don't do all these things at all. What do? They open all their lunch boxes, they sit in a circle, and they feed one another. Sometimes they feed half-eaten things from their mouth to Krishna's mouth. They took it from their mouth and push it, shove it to Krishna's mouth. This is their friendship. And they play games, and especially they climb on to Krishna. Can we even think of it? We take is the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord as the highest thing to worship it. But what happened? People are climbing on his shoulder and getting onto his head. This is the friendship that Krishna had with his friends. What does it mean exactly? That means Krishna considered them as his own. Can we order Krishna? We don't. But all the Vrajavas can order him. The elderly gopis come to Krishna and they say fun with Krishna. Oh Krishna, go there and dance. I will give you a sweet laddu for you. What do Krishna? He will go and dance and come and put forward his hand or palm to get the sweet. A lord who is being served by 10,000 Lakshmis. And what is he doing? He is open his arm in front of a gopi to get a laddu. This is the Lord. And how do we see Lord? Full of opulence, all everywhere, emeralds, diamonds, everything dazzling, crowns, all these ornaments full of the body. That is what do we see. But what is Krishna doing there? He is holding the tail of a calf, and he hit it back, and the calf runs through the mud, which is having half filled with water and everything. What happened? If you are dragged through the mud, filled with half water and everything, and your body is full of it, you take a mud bath. Nowadays it is very famous health point of view, mud bath. The origin for mud bath is invented by Krishna. So the mud bath is invented by Krishna. So Krishna used to be dragged in the mud. Can we ever imagine? So if we love Krishna, such things are possible. But only if we love. So Krishna is promising, if you love me, I will give you this. We are the ones to make that choice. The choice is always given to us. The choice is always given to us. So this is always the Shyam Sundara. Now what happened? When he come outside of Vrindavan, then he is like a normal person to everyone. Nobody is considering, it's a kind of, a supreme or a lovely boy or anything as such. He is just another king which has little bit of more power than other people. That is why Duryodhana never give respect to Krishna. He think that Krishna is more, or Krishna has more magic than Duryodhana. Duryodhana himself is a magician. Many of us, we don't know, but Duryodhana has a lot of magical powers. So he considered that Krishna is little bit more magical than Duryodhana. Other than that, he is no greater, or he is not the supreme. They all worship supreme. Duryodhana and all, they do perform yajnas and worships all these things. But they don't know that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Why? Because Krishna never gave that knowledge to them. Naham prakasha, what is that? I forgot that verse. Modoyam na vijanati. So he is not going to, or he is not going to open to the moodas. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samashrita. Modoyam na vijanati loko mamajamavyayam. So whoever is the moodas, they don't know. So they consider Krishna as a normal being. So only the devotees know, or Krishna will reveal to them, hey, here I am this. Otherwise, we don't. So it is very, very important we need to know. So let us read this 2 paragraphs and we'll see it. Anyone would like to read the next? Sorry. These 2 paragraphs, anyone would like to read?
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
In the effulgent rays of the spiritual sky, there are innumerable planets floating. The Brahmajyotir emanates from the supreme abode Krishna Loka, and the Anandamaya, Chinmaya planets, which are not material, float in those rays. The Lord says, Natad bhashyate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. Yad gatva na nivartante taddhama paramam mama. One who can approach that spiritual sky is not required to descend again to the material sky. In the material sky, even if we approach the highest planet, Brahmaloka, what to speak of the moon, we will find the same conditions of life, namely birth, death, disease, and old age. No planet in the material universe is free from these 4 principles of material existence. The living entities are traveling from one planet to another, but it is not that we can go to any planet we like merely by a mechanical arrangement. If we desire to go to other planets, there is a process for going there. This is also mentioned. Yanti deva vrata devan pitran yanti pitruvrataha. No mechanical arrangement is necessary if we want interplanetary travel. The Gita instructs Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. The moon, the sun, and higher planets are called Svargaloka. There are 3 different statuses of planets: higher, middle, and lower planetary systems. The Earth belongs to the middle planetary system. Bhagavad Gita informs us how to travel to the higher planetary systems, Devaloka, with a very simple formula. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. One need only worship the particular demigod of that particular planet, and in that way go to the moon, the sun, or any of the higher planetary systems.
Yeah, you can stop it here, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Let me see if how much is there. Yeah, you can read this paragraph also, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yet Bhagavad Gita does not advise us to go to any of the planets in this material world, because even if we go to Brahmaloka, the highest planet, through some sort of mechanical contrivance by maybe traveling for 40,000 years, and who would live that long, we will still find the material inconveniences of birth, death, disease, and old age. But one who wants to approach the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, or any other planet within the spiritual sky, will not meet with these material inconveniences. Amongst all of the planets in spiritual sky, there is one supreme planet called Goloka Vrindavana, the original planet in the abode of the original personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. All of this information is given in Bhagavad Gita, and we are given through its information how to leave the material world and begin a truly blissful life in the spiritual sky.
So these paragraphs is giving a way to travel in the interplanetary system. If we look at interplanetary system today in the modern world, we build rockets. How much we spent? Can anyone guess how much to make a rocket to go to other planetary systems? Budget wise? Can anyone guess exactly? The satellite which is going to the outer planet systems?
Be few $1 million.
Few $1 billion, not million.
Billion.
So few $1 billion. What I heard is last time to go to a moon planetary system, I think that the whole cost is coming around to $2 to $4 billion. So my point is, how many times they attempted to go to moon to get success? How many times they failed? Even to float a simple satellite system to get weather channels for us, you know how much it cost? Nearly hundreds of $1 million to float a simple satellite around the earth to get the weather patterns. That means, where do we get money to go to interplanetary systems? Even if we go in the rocket, how fast we are supposed to go to the rocket, to the sun and moon? They are nearly 100,000 miles or 100,000 yojanas. We are far from it. So as per calculations or the Vedic scriptures, it says Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo Vayor iva. So if we go at the speed of the air, or if we go millions of years with the speed of mind, I forgot the full verse actually. It says that the mind speed is very fast, isn't it? We sit here in our chair and we think of India in our village, in our home, what my mother is doing. That means my mind can travel that fast. If we go at the speed of this mind, millions of years, then I can reach to the next planetary system. What to speak of Goloka, all this? Impossible. Now the question is, our lifespan is after all 100 years. After all 100 years, if we fully live, so how do we travel thousands of years across this intergalaxy, all these things? So never ever physically with our present, impossible to go. No matter how fast we go, with the bodily condition which we have, we cannot travel. We cannot travel. And a lot of people, whoever is go to this space shuttle. I don't know how much you read and know about the space shuttle people program. They have a special program. Don't think that they have their laboratories, combots, all these food and all. No, they don't have. They can't have. They take food in the capsules. They restrict intake, outgoing. They restrict it. In other words, what they are achieving, Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, the yogis stop eating, stop going to the nature calls. They do. That is exactly what the astronauts doing it actually. They are doing mechanically. But how long they do? Because they are going against to the natures. The people, whoever is coming back after their space shuttle, space travel, it takes lot of time for them to get adjust to this world. Some people even go, there is no way they can recover back. So it is not an easy thing to go across. So here they suggest a simple, easiest way. What is the easiest way? Yanti deva vrita devan, pitrani yanti pitruvita, bhutani yanti bhuteja, yanti madhyajinopi mam. Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 25th verse. What is it is telling there? If we wanted to go a particular planet, all we have to worship is the demigod, owner of that particular planet. If we wanted to go Brahmaloka, worship Brahma. If we wanted to go Indraloka, worship Indra. If we wanted to go Chandraloka, worship Chandra. If we wanted to go Suryaloka, worship Surya. If we wanted to go to Varunloka, worship Varuna. That is all we have to do. Just to pray. At the end of our life, we go there without fail. This is Krishna's guarantee. This is Krishna's guarantee. As long as we have these four problems. What are those four problems? Birth, death, old age, and disease. As long as we have these four problems, there is no way we can go anywhere. We can go max up to Brahmaloka by praying to Brahma, but even in Brahmaloka, we have to die. After dying, we have to go. So we rotate up and down, up and down, up and down here only. There is no way to cross this material world unless Krishna permits. That is why in that verse, the last line is Madhyajinopi Mam. So whoever is worship me, they come to me. That means if we worship Krishna, we go to Krishna. So this is more like taking a ticket wherever we wanted to go. If I wanted to go to Mumbai, I need to take ticket to Mumbai, not to Bangalore. So the same way, if I wanted to go to Krishna, I should worship Krishna, no one else. So it is very, very important. So we will stop it here today, and so we will conclude today. And unfortunately, we don't have much time. Mataji is having an exam now. I think they need this laptop, this system, whatever I am using it. So we will stop it here, and we will meet again next week, Monday, for our Bhagavatam class. And if any questions or something, we will take it Monday. Is that all right with everyone?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai.
Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.